Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. You're live in S3 and we are still moving.
Yeah, because we know that mobility is key to life. And of course, we are being put through our paces this morning, or at least our Zozo is, with a functional workout now with Jessica.
It's a gorgeous morning in Sea Point, and we are coming to you live from the Movement Lab, and you're just in time as we're about to do our next workout. Earlier, Lisa showed us through the perfect warm-up, and now I am joined by Naledi as well as Jessica, who's taking us through our next workout. Jessica, we are on the mat. I believe we're going to be doing some mat work.
Absolutely, and it's prop-free, so all you need if you're joining us from home is a mat, and we're ready to get some movement, and I hope you can join us from home.
I'm sure they will. So what are we going to be starting off with? I feel like the body is nice and warm now.
Absolutely. So Lisa took you through the warm-up, and now I'm going to get the blood pumping a little bit with some functional body weight work. So we're going to start down in a 4-point kneeling position. So let's get started with our hands underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath the hips. Lovely. Just watching that we're not locking the elbows, so creases of the elbows facing each other. That's perfect, Zoe. You're going to tuck the toes under and inhale in your neutral long spine. All you're doing is lifting up and away from the floor as you lift the knees to a hover, and then slowly with control massaging the knees back into the mat. Beautiful. Use your exhale as you lift the knees to a hover, and then really think about controlling that lowering on the eccentric movement. Lovely. Last two there. Taking it up and controlling the release, spreading your fingers, feeling the ground force. Last one. We take it up and we lower down. So good. Now you're untucking the right toes, keeping the left foot flexed. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, the bent left knee lifts up to the ceiling and you lower it down. Good. 3 more like that. Left leg lifts to the ceiling, maintaining that lovely hamstring connection and left knee flexion. Last 2, making an impression of your left heel onto the ceiling. Beautiful. So using that exhale to lift the left leg and lower it. Now we take the left knee out to the side, finding left hip abduction. Beautiful. And then float it back down to the mat with control for 3. Think about putting the brakes on as you release the knee down to the mat. Last 2, trying not to lean to the right. Equi-weight in each hand. Last 1. So good. Releasing all the way, tucking the toes under. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, we lift the knees to a hover and we lower to transition. 3 more, pushing up and away from the floor, drawing your abdominals away from the floor, working against gravity. So good. You're in control of your body. Last 1. Lowering with control, we untuck the left toes, keeping the right foot flexed. Inhale deeply through the nose to prepare. Exhale, pressing the right heel to the ceiling, and inhale, controlling that release. For 3 more, driving the right heel high and lowering with control. Throughout this exercise, never letting the lower back arch. Move from the hip socket, not from the lower back. So good. That's your last one. Now we open the right knee to the side, finding right hip abduction in the coronal plane. Control the lowering. For 3, trying not to lean into the left hand as you open the right knee to the side. Last 2, you got it. It's good to laugh, Zoe. Laugh through it. Enjoy it.
I'm
Beautiful.
guilty.
Last 1, let it down. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, prepare. Just 2 knees to hover here. We lift and lower. Now we hold the knees at a hover. 1. You're going to take the right hand to the left shoulder. Give me a tap. Yes, and release it down. Other side. Tapping. Start to build up a flow here. Think about the breath as the catalyst for movement and start to pick up the pace, trying to keep the hips as square as possible without locking the supporting elbows. Spread the fingers and feel that ground force for 7. Good. 6, try not to let the shoulders creep up to the ears. Keep the knees low and hovering. Last 3. Excellent, everyone. 2, so good. Last 1, you're going to send the hips up as you straighten the knees, finding a downward dog, and then bend the knees looking forward, floating 4-point kneeling. Stretching the hamstrings, drop the heels, lift the tailbone, and bend the knees looking forward of your fingertips. 2 more. So good. Drawing the abs to spine, away from the femurs. Last 1, stabilizing the shoulders, lengthening the posterior kinetic chain. Bring it back to that hovering position. Step the feet out to a plank. Find your plank, engage your glutes. Your body is an arrow, 1 long line. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Send it back all the way to that down dog and float back to plank, engaging your glutes in the plank. 3 more. Finding that pike position, lowering down into your dart position. Last 2. So good. Spread your fingers. Feel that energy through the palmar arches of the hands. Last 1. Find your plank, rocking forward and back. So good. So this is beautiful functional work. Option to do this plank on the knees if you need. Lengthen the neck. So this would be the knee option. And then you're just going to shift forward and shift back slightly, allowing the hips to move with you. Really good. Last 4. Keeping the glutes engaged for 3. Beautiful. Nice, Naledi and Lisa. Last 2. 1, either on the knees or on the feet. You're going to start to do that tapping variation. Now you're in a plank variation, so it's slightly more challenging. You've got more weight. Beautiful. This is your last 2 to finish. Last 1, hold your plank and release all the way to a shell stretch or child's pose. Great work, everyone. Thank you for joining me. That was amazing. Well done. Some excellent body weight sequences.
Jess, this was incredible. I solidly broke out a sweat, and I'm not going to lie, I started panicking. I'm like, when am I going to put my knees down? But thank you for that. That was an excellent core, full body workout. And I'm happy I'm here, but I'm definitely being put through my paces. Don't go anywhere on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We're going to just freshen up, and you're going to join us again for a final workout.